Hello, everybody. I tell you what, I've got to get myself a new pair of headphones. My wife won't agree with me, but these keep falling off. But it matches my blue shirt, So today, today, I always looked forward to this day. I'm not joking you, because I love this person to bits. I love her music. Every time she comes on Facebook, I will switch on quick. If I'm doing something, that stops, and I listen to Pauline Vallance. Pauline, welcome.
Thank you. That was lovely.
But I do. I could be busy doing something, getting everybody ready, and all of a sudden you just ping, and I'm on there. I don't kind of
That's
like
good to know.
go. I don't go on there like and go in. Sometimes I go in, and sometimes I just watch on the side because I don't like going in. Then I've got to leave again because it's well, I find it rude.
Yeah, to
So
be quite honest, I don't know. I mean, I see the names come up as people join, but I don't see when they leave. So it's not rude. If you need to leave, you need to leave, and that's fine.
yeah, but I always do it. You get people out there, you got to come and listen to Pauline. She is what a talent.
Oh,
Anyway,
thank you.
how are you getting on with everything? Everything all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, you were asking if I've been busy. Yes, I've been fairly busy. Although I had, last time I was on, I was talking about the album that I just brought out in collaboration with writer Rakesh Banot, and so that's been out for a couple of months now. But I also had another album that was planned last year, which of course didn't happen because of all the lockdowns. So I was actually in the studio again about 2 weeks ago, laying down the harp tracks for that. So I've got another album that I've just started working on. So I'm excited about that.
And
Um,
when does that come out?
well, I don't have a date. It's just gonna, it's gonna take a while. I know better than to put dates on it because things always take longer than you think they're going to. I'm
Yeah,
hoping, maybe by the end of the summer, early autumn. I don't know. I'm not going to put a date on it. So, but it's
yeah.
been planned for a while. So we'll see what happens.
When you are in the recording studio, you know, um, and you're kind of like recording everything, is it so difficult to kind of like, because you got the back end music, probably, then you've got the art. Do you find it difficult to, you know, bring it together sometimes?
Well, every studio is different. What I've done, what I've done with this last one was I just laid down the harp tracks. There isn't, the harp track is the backing music. So what I had to do was lay down the harp tracks, but I had to think the songs in my head. I wasn't singing at the same time because we were just recording the
Oh,
harp.
right.
So I
Okay.
had
Okay.
So I had to think the songs in my head so I knew where I was while playing the harp part. So that was actually quite tricky.
Yeah.
So I've done all that. I've done all the harp parts. So the next time I go in, I'll be putting down the vocal track. So that should be a wee bit easier. So every studio is different. When I recorded the last album, I did that for some of the tracks. Some of the tracks they recorded harp and vocals together. So they're all different. Every studio
Yeah.
works a wee bit differently.
I just thought you were like singing as well, because when you're singing and you're playing and everything, and if you've got a backing track, some people have a backing track. I remember I had some violinist on it, brilliant violinist, and they said to me sometimes it's like they've got a backing track, go in, it's their track, but you know, and all of a sudden it's so difficult to concentrate because you've got to be
Um,
in time with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a backing track, but they had what they call a click track, which is just to keep the timing right. So you have to listen to the click and play
Yeah,
one to the
yeah,
right time so that they can add other parts if they want to. So yeah, it's quite. I've been in the studio a few times though. I do like it. I do enjoy it. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it takes a
I've
bit of concentration.
I've got a question for you from somebody here. Where is it? It was two questions from last time.
Hmm.
So, and one of them was, do you ever teach art? And if you do, I live in Scotland. I live in a place called Dundee.
Hmm.
And would it be possible if you could teach me art?
Okay, I don't actually teach harp. I learned myself about 12 years ago, 12, 13 years ago. And I do, I very much do my own style of harp playing. So I
Mm,
have never felt quite right about teaching.
mm,
um, so I don't teach myself, so that's not something I would do. But there are lots of good teachers around. If it's the Clarsac, one of the best ways to do it is to contact the Clarsac Society, and they have branches all over Scotland, and they could probably put this person in touch with a good teacher. So that might be a good place to start.
Okay, thank you. So, what have you got lined up? Anything for the next few months?
Yeah, well, I'll be working on this recording, which will be good. I'll have a few live streams coming up. I'm actually doing one a bit later tonight at 7 o'clock. I'm on a group called the Giving Gigs. Later this week, I do a lot of my live streams on my own page. So usually 2 o'clock, probably Wednesday and Friday, and I quite often do 6 o'clock on a Saturday. I've got an online thing on Friday called Acoustic Nights Online. So lots of online stuff. But come July, hopefully, my first festival that I'm booked for is, oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Couldn't help that. In July, I've forgotten the exact date. So it's around about the 17th, 18th of July. There's a festival called Folk on the Lawn, which is in Tintern Abbey, which is just into Wales, and played there 2 years ago. So I'm going to be playing there. That'll probably be the first actual festival that's actually going to take place live. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so that's in July. So I should be able to play there.
That's in Wales.
Yeah, it's in Tintern Abbey. It's just into Wales. I think my geography is not particularly good.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful place. There's a lovely ruined abbey, and the village is set round that. So I played there 2 years ago, and it's just gorgeous. So it's all happening outside, which is why it's going ahead. Any festivals that are partly inside are still a wee bit not sure if they can go ahead or not. But this Folk on the Lawn, it looks like it is going ahead. So that should be an actual festival as opposed to an online one. So that would be great.
And where can people get tickets for that?
If they just look up Folk on the Lawn, there'll be a website, and that should be that.
Right,
so that's exciting. Fingers crossed that will all go ahead.
And how about any chance of free tickets?
I'm not really in charge of that. I mean, I don't think this.
I'm only joking. You try your luck. Are you going to play for anything today for us?
Yes, I'll happily play for you. Yeah. I keep not writing down which songs I've done for you before. So some of them I might have done before, but never mind. It's such a lovely sunny day here, so I'm going to do a song which is it's got a kind of carnival atmosphere. So it's called Mayday, and it was again written with my writer friend Rakesh. So it's Mayday, and it's just in honor of it being a nice sunny kind of carnival day. So here we go. Mayday, oh Mayday, Mayday, oh Mayday, Mayday, oh Mayday, Mayday, oh Mayday. Every day can be special, every day can be unique. Every day let's celebrate each day's mystique. But what I really want, and hope you won't disagree. What I really, really want is a day dedicated to me. Mayday, oh Mayday, Mayday, oh Mayday. Father's Day is Father's Day, and Mother's Day is Mother's. Sisters too have their day, as do all of the brothers. But what I really want, and hope you won't disagree. What I really, really want is a day dedicated to me. Mayday, oh Mayday, Mayday, oh Mayday. Women have their day in March, and men's is in November. You may forget these days, but remember that what I really want, and hope you won't disagree. What I really, really want is a day dedicated to me. Ba ba da ba ba da ba. Da 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 There's even a day for the dead. Is there one for the living? There's a day for receiving. Is there one for giving? So what I want, what I really want, and hope you won't disagree. What I really, really want is a day dedicated to me. Me day, oh me day, me day, oh me day, me day, oh me day, me day, oh me day. If it was my me day, I'd let all my fears slip away. I would say what I never had courage to say. With the people I love, who I really love, I would like to stay. I would not run away from love, spend my day in a happy way. Me day, oh me day, 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 me day. B-Day, da 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 da.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
What was when you did that song? What was that song about again?
Okay, well, it was based on having a day, not a birthday, but a day. It's a me day, doing all the things that are really important to you. And what we actually did, there's a bit of a story behind it. Actually, what we did was Rakesh, who I write quite a lot of the songs with, he is an English language teacher, so he hosted a poetry competition. He wrote most of those words, but then we opened it up to students of English from all over Europe to contribute a couple of verses. So the last two verses of that were written by the prize winner, who was a 17-year-old English language student from Italy. So and it was really nice because all the entrants, none of them put that they wanted selfish things like lots of gifts and things. They all put about how important it is to spend time with loved ones, doing really simple things, which I thought was really nice because that's what's been important during lockdown. It's not what you have; it's being with the people that you love, really.
Do you like traveling? Because because you live in Scotland, your gigs could be like you just told me just now. You're going to be doing folk on the lawn, and that's in Wales and everything. That must take it out of you, innit? Then all of a sudden you got to play the harp, and
Yeah.
does that take a lot of time up?
Well, usually, obviously not this last year. I've been doing all my gigs in the last year from my living room, but usually, I mean, I do like traveling. Actually, I've just realised when I stopped traveling last year, I just realised, yes, how much time I usually would spend traveling, but I do enjoy it. Yes, I mean, I'm happy to travel to Wales for a festival in August. I'll be traveling down to Leicestershire for another one. The year before lockdown, I sing in a group called Came. Well, it's a trio, but there was two of us travelled to Australia and New Zealand just at the end of 2019. So that was a long way to travel, but it's not, it's nice because while you're there, you get to see the countryside, you get to meet some lovely people. So traveling is kind of part of it. It's a nice way. I probably wouldn't just travel for the sake of it, but if you're traveling to do gigs and to share your music, then it's a really nice reason to travel. So I'm quite happy to do that. Yes,
Yeah,
usually.
yeah. So when you go to these folk festivals or anything, do you do what everybody else do and sleep in tents and stuff?
If I can, actually, I do like doing that. Yeah, so the two festivals that are hopefully going ahead this summer, I will be camping because it's nice. It's nice to be out in the open air, and you've got other musicians round about you, and that's really nice as well. So yes, if I can, I do. Every festival is different, and they don't all have camping facilities. But if they do, then I do like to do that. It's quite nice. Yes.
Right. What song are you going to sing for us now?
Okay, just wait a wee second. I've got into really bad habits that I need the words. I need to start learning words because for gigs to come back. Right, I'm going to do a song called Millie's Waltz. I'm pretty sure I haven't done it here before. And I know that they've just they were celebrating today the memorial of the Normandy landing. So this is a song which is kind of set during the Second World War, and it came about maybe just over a year ago. I was listening to music on one of the Facebook groups that cropped up for people to share their music, and I heard an accordion player playing this tune. It's called Millie's Waltz, and I just thought it was a beautiful tune, and I thought there must be words to it, but it turned out that there weren't words to it, so I wrote the words. So that's how this song came about. So I wrote the words, but it's set to a traditional tune. So it's called Millie's Waltz, actually. She stepped through the door of the old village hall. The chairs, they were shrouded, no lights on the wall. The chandeliers dusty, the cobwebs like lace. No one is there to dance. Her footsteps, they falter, her sight it is dim. Her legs feel so stiff when they once were so trim. She remembers the dance steps, how could she forget? But nobody asks her to dance. How different it was back in old 39. The chandeliers shimmered, the floor it was fine. The music was lively, you couldn't sit still. Everyone loved to dance. She saw him across the room, shocked with the spark. His uniform gleaming, his hair it was dark. He gently approached her and bowed from the waist. Mademoiselle, would you like to dance? Round again, gracefully spun. Footsteps in time, they were breathing as one. No one else mattered, only one face was clear, dancing to Millie's waltz. He'd left the next day off to duty and war. The address that she'd given slipped through to the floor. The time passed, she wondered, had it been a dream? The night they had their dance. The war passed and life had to pick up its thread. She wondered what happened and if he was dead. Other men came, but they mistimed their steps when they tried to dance. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. When they tried to dance. The evening was balmy, the cafe was full. She sat outside dreaming, legs crossed on her stool. An accordion playing, dance tunes from the past. Oh, she would love to dance. A figure approached from the side of the square. She felt him before she could see he was there. He stood right in front of her, bowed from the waist. Madame, would you like to dance? Round again, gracefully spun. Footsteps in time, they were breathing as one. No one else mattered, only one face was clear, dancing to Millie's waltz. Round again, gracefully spun. Footsteps in time, they were breathing as one. No one else mattered, only one face was clear, dancing to Millie's waltz. And they danced to Millie's waltz.
done. Well done.
Thank you.
Um, so some people ask me questions on here, and they're
Yep.
asking me, how long have you been playing the harp?
Okay, let's have a wee think. I keep saying 12 years. I think it's about 13 years now, maybe even 14 years. So I came to it quite late in life. I have played other instruments first, and the flute was my main instrument for years, and I've sung all my life, and I played the piano as well. But I learned the harp about 13, 14 years ago, and it was only once I learned the harp that I started to write songs. I found it quite inspirational. So that's what led me to write songs. So I'm very pleased about that. It's kind of changed my life, and now I'm a singer-songwriter full time.
What is a typical gig for you then?
Aha. Now, to be quite honest, I don't know if I have such a thing as a typical gig. In usual life, yeah, I do a range of things. I have a whole range of different gigs. I do oh, let's have a wee think. I mean, I play usually in care homes and lunch clubs, and I really enjoy doing that. So I would do a lot of kind of sing along, sort of old times Scottish sing along songs. I like playing in restaurants. I have a restaurant up near the north of Scotland I play in a lot. And I would just play it by ear. I would just play some of my own songs, some mixtures of songs. I play sometimes at open mic nights. Obviously, I play festivals and folk clubs. So festivals and folk clubs, I would do a lot of my own songs and some traditional songs as well. So it really varies. It's hard to say what a typical gig would be. And I sometimes do kind of specialist gigs, like there's various Robert Burns associations. So obviously, if I'm playing for those, I would do a lot of Burns songs. So really, it's every gig is kind of different. I tend to have to tailor it according to what the gig is. So for me, there's not a lot you can say is a typical gig.
Yeah, yeah.
Quite varied. Oh, and I do weddings as well usually. So obviously, I would do a lot of kind of love songs and more kind of pop and rock type stuff. So I like to vary things. Put it that way.
You have played at some some venues, so like Stirling Castle is one of them,
Yep.
and Glasgow Cathedral.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, I played in both quite a few times. The Stirling Castle one is a Christmas concert, and it's one of the National Youth Choirs of Scotland, and they asked me along as a guest. So I do. So I try and choose some really nice, unusual Christmas songs to play there. But it's amazing. It's a huge big hall, all hung with tapestries. So I love playing there. And the Glasgow Cathedral, it's the Burns Association that I was mentioning. So they have a service once a year, usually, and Burns wrote the words of, or adapted the words of a couple of psalms. So I usually sing those because it is a kind of an actual religious service. And then after the service, I tend to just play some general Burns songs. So they're all different, but a real honour to play in all of them. I like playing in big, grand buildings. It's a real honour.
Yeah. Who inspires you most?
Ooh, that's a really tricky question. I get inspired by lots of people. It's hard to see who inspires me the most. In terms of singer-songwriters, there's a really lovely Scottish singer-songwriter called Karine Polwart, and I very much admire her songwriting. So, yeah, she inspires me. In terms of live gigs, I'm a great fan of Bruce Springsteen, actually, although I don't really play anything like his style, obviously, because he's a total rock and roll. But I've seen him a few times, and I'm just amazed by his energy. So I would say he's inspirational because he just plays for 3.5 hours, runs about the stage, changes his set list every night. So for his energy, I would say Springsteen's the boss.
Yeah. You've done so many gigs through lockdown.
Yep.
Are there any gigs that stand out?
Probably the album launch that we did when we brought out the album Blue Leaves. I did a special live stream on my own Facebook page. And because Rakesh has been an English teacher, he had contacts all over the world. So we were joined by people from Macedonia, from Brazil, from France. So that was quite special. And then, I mean, every gig is a wee bit special. Then a few weeks ago, I was asked, there's a kind of punk poet called Attila the Stockbroker. So he has a kind of introducing page. So I did a gig for him a few weeks ago, and that was good fun. I did mainly songs to the tune of another, kind of comedy type stuff. So that was quite special as well. So yeah, there's been a few special ones. Oh, I did another one for a group called One Weekend in Alloa, and again that was songs to the tune of another. That was good fun. So yeah, there's been a few. All gigs are good. Enjoy them all.
Have you got another song for us?
Yes, what I thought I would do is I would do some songs to the tune of another. What I did with this one, another gig I did about 2 weeks ago, I was asked to do a kind of comedy gig, and I had a 5 minute slot. So 5 minutes are quite awkward for songs because it's a bit long for one song, but it's a bit short for like two songs. So what I did was I did a kind of medley. So I'll do that for you now. It's a medley of songs to the tune of another, which is what it sounds like. You take the words of one song, tune of another. So I put three together, and they're all kind of linked because they're the tunes are all from mad childhood films. So I'll just do it, and then hopefully you'll have a bit of fun with this. So here we go. The painkiller, this is the painkiller. The painkiller, this is the painkiller. The painkiller, this is the painkiller. Fast, fast, faster than a bullet. Terrifying scream full of anger. Half man, half machine. Rising metal monster, breathing smoke and fire. Closing in with vengeance soaring high. A savior comes up from the skies. He is the painkiller. Mankind is on its knees. He is the painkiller. In answer to their pleas. Through boiling clouds of thunder, blasting bolts of steel, evils going under deadly wheels. Faster than a laser bullet, louder than an atom bomb, brighter than 1,000 suns. Your lights are on, but you're not home. Your mind is not your own. Your heart sweats, your body shakes. Another kiss is what it takes. You can't sleep, you can't eat. Sorry. There's no doubt that you're in deep. Oh, you like to think that you're immune to the stuff. It's closer to the truth to say you can't get enough. You know you're gonna have to face it. You're addicted to love. Oh, you like to think that you're immune to the stuff. It's closer to the truth to say you can't get enough. You know you're gonna have to face it. You're addicted to love. You're addicted to love. Load up and guns, bring your friends, it's fun to lose and pretend. She's overboard and self-assured, I know a dirty word. Hello, 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 hello. With lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. A mulatto, an albino, a mosquito, my libido. Hey! I'm worse at what I do best, and for this gift I feel blessed. A little group has always been until the end. I'm worse at what I do best, and for this gift I feel blessed. A little group has always been until the end. Denial, 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 denial. So, did you get them all?
I did, yes. I did. Thank you so much once again. That was very enjoyable. And
You're welcome.
Sorry about the questions. It was just kind of like, it was, I thought, well, let's test her a bit, see what she knows and everything.
I'm delighted to answer questions. Not a problem.
Anyway, oh, it's a pleasure to have you, Pauline, every
No
time.
worries.
You give me a
Anytime.
phone. I know you do. Okay, folks, look out for Pauline Vallance. She is
Thank you.
always around on Facebook, and also look at her music. It's beautiful. And if you can get to Tinton in North Wales, I think it is, then go and see her, because get your tickets and go and see her, because I might see
Thank
you.
you.
Anyway, see you later, guys. Thank you, Pauline. Bye bye.
Cheers. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. There you go, guys. Brilliant. Love that one tidbit. Brilliant. Go and get your tickets, guys. Come on. I've got to go now. I've got to have some tea, because I'm back on again very, very, very soon. See you later.